check that out. We started out with some Pillsbury crescent rolls. We put it inside this little form. We added some hash browns. We've got pulled pork. We've got some leftover brisket in there. I've got some sauteed mushrooms. We topped it off with some cheese and eggs, some hollandaise sauce, and a little bit of barbecue sauce. This is an awesome, everything you need for breakfast. Right in there. Check out how we did it. All right, so we're gonna get started with this breakfast a couple of different ways. So to do this, I've got a bunch of different ingredients. We've got some mushrooms that we're gonna use. We've got some peppers that we're gonna dice up. We've got eggs. Of course, you have to have eggs with breakfast. And also these crescent rolls. Now we're gonna take these, we're gonna go into this fun little cup and make a nice little bowl for us. Almost like I think these might be for taco salads. So we're gonna make that up and then put all the ingredients in. I've got some brisket that I had held over as some leftovers, and we're gonna chop that up and put it in. I've also got some pulled ham, which is nice and sweet and wonderful. So that's gonna be added in here also. Top it with some cheese. If you wanted to add in jalapenos, onions, spinach, maybe some bacon crumbles. Hey, everything's better with bacon, right? You could do that. Whatever you want to do to kind of spice this up and make it your own. But this is what we're going to start out with. Top it with cheese, as I said, a little bit of hollandaise sauce, and a nice sunny side egg over the top. So we're going to put all those ingredients in. I've got some hash browns in here that are cooking up right now on the smoker. And we're going to put that all together in this bowl with the meat of our choice. Put a nice egg right over the top, sunny side up, a little bit of hollandaise sauce. Yeah, I cheated. I'm using this mix. We'll see how that tastes. It's always got to have some slap your mama in there because this is the best thing on breakfast. And since it's a barbecue channel, you got to have some barbecue sauce. This is one of my favorites right now, which is the Kinder's Hot Honey. Gives a little bit of a kick to it. Nice little spice on there. So we're going to finish it off with that. But in the meantime, we're going to get started with these guys and these. So that's step one. We're just going to get a frying pan out. We're going to use a propane burner to saute these up, and then we're going to add it in with all of our other goodness. So next step is to saute up these mushrooms and the peppers. We're just going to start out right here with a little propane grill. We got to use a little bit of bacon grease here. And we'll throw a little more in. Gonna cook those down, and let's check on our hash browns. I just put those in a cast iron skillet, put in some good old bacon grease, and they're in the smoker set at 350. So while those are sauteing up, we'll keep an eye on that, but we're gonna start putting together our cups. That sounds like my childhood. I remember eating a lot of these growing up, and that opening this thing was always super cool. So what our goal is to kind of stretch these out a little bit and make them fit inside here to make a cool little cup. Can kind of lay this guy in there. Try to pull it up to the sides as much as we can. Did I mention this is an experiment? So there's the first one. We'll see how this goes. Sometimes this isn't all pretty, but we're going to take these as they are. We're going to cook these up. They're going to go into the smoker here at 350 degrees, and we're going to set those in there for about 10 minutes, and that's what they need to cook. we'll see how this works out. So these are in good shape. So we got some filling there. A couple of the things that we're going to need to prepare is to reheat this brisket. So let's get started there. And this was a brisket point. So you can see there's a lot of fat in there. I'm going to cut a lot of that out. Going cross grain here. We want to just get some heat back in this. This one looks pretty good because that has got just a lot of bark on it. So this should be a good chunk to use. You see how that just kind of shreds up there? A little bit of that Kinder's hot honey. That's looking good. Now we're going to put a little bit of this pork in. So this is a nice smoky pulled ham that we did. And I think this is going to be great because this is just breakfast and sweet and everything that you want it to be. So we've got our meats all taken care of. It's all coming together. All right, we got some heat back in there. So that one's ready to go. Now I think we're getting pretty close to the assembly. We are about 6 minutes in. Need about 10 minutes for those crescent rolls, so we're just a few minutes away. When we get close, we're not going to have them all the way done yet. We're going to start assembling some of these ingredients inside of there and then fry up a couple of eggs. So trying to think about what the right order is. So we've got the cup at the bottom. I think maybe we should do a layer of the pork, and then we'll do some hash browns, and then we'll do the beef. And after the beef, I think we'll put in some of this vegetable, and then we'll top it off with our egg, and then put some cheese and hollandaise sauce right over the top. Now, I think we're going to put the cheese underneath. Egg has to go on the top, and that'll just kind of run down in. So, yep, I think that's the way we're going to do it. I would say we're about 80% completed with the cook on that. So that is good. I don't want it to cook all the way to 100% because we're going to finish them off with everything inside. So I'm going to start out a little bit of cheese in each one of these. We're going to put some beef in there. This one's going to have the pulled ham. There's a little bit of hash browns. Now this one is going to be a little bit different. We're going to go a little half and half there. We're going to put some of that ham in there. We're going to top it off with a little bit of beef. And here's our veggie mix. Generous amounts of cheese. These are going to go back in to finish the cook. We're going to melt up that cheese. We're going to finish the cook on these. And in the meantime, we're going to get some eggs going. And whenever I'm cooking eggs, I'm doing the slap ya mama on it. And there's our breakfast cups finishing up. Want to see a little bit of melt on that cheese. So it's time to put an egg on each one of those. And we're going to give them a little bit more time to finish off in there, but I think we're doing just what we want. I haven't been this excited about breakfast in a long time. I'm hoping that this is going to turn out just how we want. Just a fun little taste treat. A bunch of moving parts to make this all happen, but I think it's going to be worth it. I think those crescent rolls are cooked up. Everything else is in there. Those eggs are looking fantastic on the top. Let's dig in. And now we get to do something that I've been looking forward to all day. A little bit of hollandaise sauce on each. Those are looking pretty fantastic. I can't wait to dig into these. Okay, so this is the moment of truth. We're gonna cut right into this. Got to get some of that egg yolk runniness. Oh my goodness. So which one is this? This looks like I'm seeing some pulled ham in here. So that's good. Wow, this is definitely something I want to make again. I've got to figure out how to do a little better container for this as far as this kind of bowl that we put together, but the taste of all this together, this is everything you want for breakfast, all in one. Wow. Yeah, it's got everything in one bite. Ham, egg, hash browns, I taste the mushrooms, I taste the peppers, definitely taste the slap your mama. And then that hot honey barbecue sauce over the top of the hollandaise. Oh, wow. Ultimate home run for breakfast. I'm pretty impressed at that packaged hollandaise sauce. That was a little better than I expected. Yeah, you definitely need to make this. This is a lot of work, a lot of moving things, a little bit of guesswork, but I think this turned out fantastic. I am super, super happy with it. If this inspires you, hit that subscribe, hit the like, share it with some friends. Maybe you can get together and many hands make light work when you're doing something this complicated for breakfast, but definitely worth it. In the meantime, go cook something great in your backyard this weekend. And from BBQ Plus, thanks for watching. Wow.